Calling case number 25002-840 Cohen versus Wayne County FOIA Department.
Your appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Zaria Cohen, and I'm appearing pro se in this FOIA enforcement matter. I have a few
Good
things.
morning, Miss Cohen.
Good
Right
morning.
now, right now, I'm just asking for everyone to put their names on the record, okay? So that's all I need from you right now. I'll circle back to you, okay?
Okay, that sounds great.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rebecca Camargo on behalf of Wayne County.
Good morning, Miss Camargo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Catherine Lavasser cousin on behalf of Wayne County as well.
Good morning. All right, Miss Cohen, you may.
Okay. So I've submitted a few different motions and exhibits. I want to start with asking the court to grant my motion to amend this case. Seeing as though the defendants have violated prior to and during or after litigation started, it seems at this point it's getting pretty excessive and blatantly disrespectful at this point. I also want you to enforce a proposed order that I've submitted along with granting my motion to expedite today.
Okay, so I'm aware of one motion being up today, and that being the motion to amend the caption, because for some reason, when you filed this case, it was not given the proper code. And because it wasn't coded properly, the county clerk's office did not issue a summons, which is what you needed. So let's start with that. Let's start with that issue.
Okay, so before I even had the chance to appear today, like you said, the court case was mislabeled as an FOIA appeal. I had to escalate the issue directly to the chief judge for it to be correctly reclassified. While I was trying to fix that error, I was treated very rudely and dismissively by your staff, Scott Taylor. I just want to make it very clear that I followed all the rules and I've been very respectful. And it seems like I'm being met with obstruction, not only from the court, but also from the county itself, the FOIA department. It just kind of seems like mirrored experiences at this point. And I just don't believe Wayne County deserves more time, which is why I filed a motion to expedite this case.
Okay, well, first of all, I apologize if you felt that you were treated with disrespect and dismissed by anyone on my staff, specifically my research attorney, Mr. Taylor. I don't know what happened. I was not present, but no one who comes here should ever leave feeling disrespected or dismissed.
Yeah.
So all I can do is tell you that I apologize that that happened to you or that you left feeling that way. Um, that should never happen. So going forward, I hope that that doesn't happen again, and no one should ever feel disrespected or dismissed. Now, as to why the case was coded improperly, I really don't know about that, other than it has something to do with the e-filing. I don't know, but I do know that there was some confusion about a precipice and how you, in order to get the case, the motion scheduled so that it could be heard, so that it could be properly classified. I'm not really sure. But I do see, hold on, guys.
I've submitted a few different
Wait,
things.
okay, hold on just a second. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and that I have everything that you want me to see, okay?
Mhm.
So give me just a moment.
Thank you.
Kim, I don't know. One moment, everyone. I apologize, you all. I was speaking to my clerk just to try to get clarification. Ms. Cohen, you indicated that you believe that the code on your case had been corrected by the chief judge, and that's not true. There's been no change to the code of your case. Your case is still coded as AW, which is indicating that it's an administrative appeal, which it's not. So just for the record, there's been no action taken on this case by the chief judge at all. So you, um, I think I'm just trying to get clarification on what the proper coding is. And unfortunately, my clerk doesn't know that answer of what the correct code is. And it's a bit of
I
a
think it would be,
difficult, I think Kim thinks it's CZ. Do you
yeah,
think
I
it's
agree.
CZ, Miss Camargo?
Yes,
Okay. And
Okay,
if
I'm
there if
sorry.
and the issue is if as court staff, we don't know exactly what the right code is, it would be impossible to expect you as a pro se litigant to know what the correct code is. So, I don't think there's going to be any objection from the county to getting this case properly coded. Is that correct, Ms. Camargo?
that's correct.
All right. So your motion to amend the case to correct the code is going to be granted, and I will issue an order directing the county clerk's office to properly code your case as CZ.
Okay, that sounds good. And then I did submit a second motion to amend, including new violations that the FOIA apartments obviously have participated in, along with 16 acts of willful obstruction. I just want to make sure that is also on the record. I want to be able to file
Okay.
that complaint as
What
well
date did you file that?
on the 20th of this month.
Okay, let me see if I see that. Give me a second. Because a lot of things get filed as amended pleadings. And then I do see on the 20th that there was a motion to amend the complaint.
Mhm.
It says second motion to amend complaint.
Yes,
Ms.
so that will
Camargo,
be
are
the
you
new
in receipt of
updated
that?
Yes, we are, but as a matter of housekeeping, the county has not been properly served with this
I
lawsuit.
know because there's no complaint. I
Right.
mean, there's no
There's no
summons.
summons.
You
Right.
can't be served until there's a summons. And she couldn't get a summons until the case was properly coded. So I
Yes.
know I'm going to prepare that order today, and
Great.
then that will trigger the issuance of the summons, correct, Madam Clerk? So the summons will get issued and the case caption will be corrected. So this motion to amend the complaint, though, okay, let me see. I want to make a list of everything that you have. I see your motion to amend the complaint that was filed on 3/20.
Yes.
And what other motion do you believe that you have filed, Ms. Carter?
I have submitted a notice of spoliation, a proposed order for you, a motion to expedite.
Okay, let's start with the spoliation. What
Okay,
day did you file that?
that had to have been on the 24th, I believe.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I
see if I find
believe.
it. I
I misspoke.
see.
I don't believe we do have her motion to amend the complaint.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Thanks.
I see on March 24th a motion to a motion for expedited ruling on motion to amend complaint. I see
Maybe
that
this
on the 24th.
spoliation.
I'm
Oh, I
sorry,
had a
what'd you
few.
say?
Sorry, I had a few issues submitting it. They kept rejecting. I had to resubmit. So I don't know. The date might have changed on that. Could be a later date, but it was before this hearing today.
Okay.
So I believe the 26th, maybe.
Okay, let me see if I see that. I see, I'm gonna, I see on 3/26 something that's filed as a miscellaneous pleading. Uh,
The document title should be proper. I didn't have the right filing type to select for that.
yeah, I'm not sure what this is, but it doesn't, I'm gonna screen share it so that you can see what I'm looking at, okay? And then you could tell me what you believe this document to be, okay?
Okay.
In a moment, you'll see it on your screen.
That is Exhibit D. That's just an exhibit.
An exhibit for what?
Exhibit D
To
is
your
a,
motion to amend?
yes, that is to the
Okay.
second motion to amend, and that's just the court's LEAD lead values that have not been followed by the FOIA department. Just using that as another example of how they're non-compliant and
Okay.
willfully
Well,
obstructive.
I'm just trying to track down all of your motions so that we can get them all properly scheduled and make sure that the county has received them. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am. They should
one
all,
more. Well, hold on.
I'm sorry. They
Bear
should
with
all
me.
be submitted.
I know it's a bit frustrating and you've been doing the best you can to try to get this all properly before the court. And I know it has to be really frustrating. So just bear with me, okay? I'm trying to do what I can to make sure everybody's on the same page and everyone has seen everything. So there is a motion to amend that I did find on 320. And then this says on 324, miscellaneous motion. That's the motion for expedited ruling.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to screen share again so you can see exactly what I'm looking at, okay?
Sounds good.
Can everybody see that? The register of actions?
Yes.
Is it big now? I think it should be big where you all can see it.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, so I see a motion on 324, a motion on 320, and I don't see any other motions. So do you know what day you filed another
It
motion?
would have been after 320. That's a fact. After my second motion to amend. So I would check for the 26th, it's 27. I don't, I've submitted them properly naming the file, so I didn't realize that it doesn't do that on your end.
Okay. So I'm going to look at the document from 326 and 327. Unfortunately, when I click on it, you're not going to be able to see it. So I got to stop the screen share and pull it up again. And then go to 326. Yeah, the document on 326 is that same Exhibit D that we just talked about.
It's been submitted between the 20th and yesterday's date, the
Okay.
27th.
Well, it
So
may not be here. Sometimes
it's
there's a delay. And then
okay.
327 is your Exhibit F.
Okay, so it's before that. Let me just try to visit my Gmail and see.
So the the other thing that I think that there may have been some confusion on my understanding from speaking to my staff is that there was some confusion on how to get a precipice. Have you figured out how to get your motions precipice?
No, I have not. I wasn't directly, your staff wasn't really being helpful. So no, I never got information on that.
Well, I understand that you feel that my staff wasn't being helpful, but they're not allowed to give you legal advice. They can't help you the same way they couldn't help. They're not allowed to really help Miss Camargo. That really wouldn't be fair. So I'm going to walk through it on the record so that I'm not doing anything for you that I'm not doing for the county. Okay, so because it has to be fair and we can't do one thing for one person and not for the other because that would give what's called an appearance of impropriety. And we don't ever want to give an appearance of impropriety. And I know that that may have caused you to feel disrespected or dismissed. And I don't think it was the intent of anyone on my staff to disrespect you or dismiss you, but I don't negate that that's how you felt. And so I'm going to walk through it right now on the screen share so that everybody is on the same page about how to get the precipice, okay?
Understood. Thank you.
So bear with me. I'm going to go to the website first. All right. So I'm going to screen share this so you all can see what I'm doing. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
So you have to go to Essential Links. Once you click on Essential Links at the top of the page, then you go to the far right. Uh-oh, this is in my way. And then click on e-filing. Once you click on e-filing, there's a thing here that says e-filing guidelines. And once you click on e-filing guidelines, and then you click on civil, it has everything that you need. It breaks down everything that you need depending on what it is that you're filing. But the most important thing is, I think it's motion practice general procedures. You click there, and then this shows you right here how you get your precipice. And the precipice is what schedules the motion. Once
Okay.
you file the precipice, then that alerts my clerk that a motion has been filed, and then she schedules it on the first available date. And usually that's within 7 days of you filing it, but sometimes if it's too full, you can't get it within 7 days. So, like for example, today it's already 10 o'clock, and I have like 15 more people waiting. So if it gets too full, then it doesn't always happen to, or if I'm off, like last week, Friday, I was off. So I didn't hear any motions. So that can impact the timing too. The volume of matters already on the court's docket and the whether or not I'm even present. So that's where you have to go to get your precipice to get your motions properly scheduled. So your motion for expedited ruling and your second motion to amend have not been precipitated. So they're not scheduled. So I need you to precipitate those so we can get them scheduled, okay?
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you for that information.
All right. Is there anything else we need to address today?
There is, seeing as though I know the proper steps now that I have to go through to file the motions properly, that still doesn't resolve the fact that I'm being denied public records from the FOIA department. So I'm still being delayed on that end over a month now, and I've submitted another exhibit showing exactly how another county in Michigan can follow proper procedure and issue correct protocol. Either way it goes today, I understand my emotions are not going to be seen or accepted, but what type of relief can I get for the fact that I'm still being obstructed
Okay,
from the
well,
department?
that's where I have to give the county an opportunity I have to issue the summons, correct the case caption so the summons can be issued so the county can be properly served and they can respond. Because technically, even though they're here, they haven't been served and they haven't been served because you couldn't serve them because your case got coded wrong and you weren't issued a summons. So
So it just seems like I'm
it's a
being met
big
with
loop.
delay. It
It's a
is.
big loop and
It
I
is, and I'm
know
the one on the blunt end of it where
I
all I'm
know.
asking for are public records that I'm not simply receiving. I have been shown exactly the proper way that a county is supposed to respond, and I have been obstructed by Wayne County for over a month, not only in the court, but with the FOIA department. So it seems like I'm not getting any sort of relief here, and I'm still getting sent on a spiral. So if nothing can be resolved today, then I would just like it on the record that they are still not compliant. They have still been over a month delayed with my initial FOIA request. And it seems really excessive and kind of avoidant at this point. It's kind of disheartening.
Okay, well, I want you to know that the county and the Third Circuit Court are separate entities. We are not one and the same, and I, the court speaks through its orders, and I I have great empathy for the fact that you, as a pro se litigant, have been on quite a procedural loop just trying to get your matter heard. And I don't know what happened that caused the case to be improperly coded, that sent us down this, what I'm sure feels like a rabbit hole. But I assure you that it is in no way due to any conspiracy between the court and the county because we are separate entities. Although the county does in some ways fund the Third Circuit Court, we are separate and we don't work hand in hand, and there's none of what has happened procedurally in the court is in any way because the court is aligned with the county in some effort to prevent you from getting the documents that you believe that you are legally entitled to. It was just a procedural defect that caused this delay, and I'm doing what I can right now to fix it and get things proceeding on the proper track. But in doing so, I cannot deny the county its right to get proper service and to answer the complaint that you've filed against them. I still have to follow the procedure. And that procedure requires me to first change the code on your case so that a summons will issue, and then you have to serve that summons that we issue along with a copy of the complaint to the county. And Miss Camargo, are you going to accept service?
We'll accept service. And Your Honor, just another matter of housekeeping. We don't have any of the pleadings that Ms. Cohen filed after March 17th, and I don't know if it's an issue with the e-filing system. So I'm going to have our paralegal look into it. But if I can't get that, I'm going to just ask Ms. Cohen to email all of her filings to Ms. Cousin and I.
Miss
Because I'm
Cohen, do
not
you have their email addresses?
I sure do. And I've actually have been not receiving any responses from them via email, which is why they've occurred over 31 violations with the FOIA department. So I no longer trust that as a secure form of communication from them. I can email it to them, and them responding to my email will also ensure the fact that they have received my various other emails. So I'd
Well,
like to
Miss
put that on.
Camargo stating on the record that she's going to accept the pleadings from you via email.
And I
So with her
appreciate it.
saying that on the record, be trusted and assured that I'm going to hold her to that, okay?
Okay, and if she's able to receive that one, she should have received all the other priors.
Miss
So
Camargo, if you could put your email address in the
sure.
chat, just so we
Absolutely.
can make sure that Miss Cohen has the correct email address for you, okay?
Absolutely.
yeah, I do. We have multiple threads together.
Okay, well, I just want it on my record though, because if she puts it in the chat, then I have it on the record, okay, Miss Cohen? That's why I'm asking her to do that for me. There's a bit of a method for me here. I'm just trying to make the record, okay? All right. So is there anything else that we can address today?
Well, nothing that can be resolved apparently, but since the email is on record and she is responsive to the fact that she can receive emails, I'm just going to put that on the record that she should have been able to get them all. But I do appreciate your time today, Judge. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I will properly do the motion precipice going forward.
Okay, so I'm going to issue that order today. You'll get your summons today, and then once you get that summons, then you can send a copy of the complaint to Ms. Camargo at that same email address, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.